Good morning, everybody. This is Sincere from the Standard 81 podcast, and I am coming to you again today. Like I said, I wanted to update my content, but I am coming here with you today on a Monday for Monday memoirs. Monday memoirs, because I'm not quite sure what to title this yet, so that's what I thought of. Anyways, uh, on these particular live sets, I'm going to share a little bit about my life and how I've grown up and where I'm at currently. And I figured a great way to start the show out is just to tell you guys who I am, where I'm from, and then kind of go from there. I'm going to take a sip of this coffee. So, good morning, good afternoon to all of you out there. Like, share, subscribe. Of course, do that for me. Uh, and if you're watching this on the second watch, just say second watch there for me in the comments and let me know how you are enjoying this. So, let's get into it. So, guys, my name is Keith, aka Sincere. You see it here at the bottom of your screen. But let's just get some of the basics out of the way. I was born in Columbus, Ohio, uh, on May 12th, 1981. And I had a pretty normal childhood, I would say. Grow up with two parents, um, both showing me unconditional love, sending me through school, teaching me the difference between right and wrong. Uh, I've always grown up in a Christian home, and those are the principles that I've been taught. But as I began to grow up, I started to quickly realize that everything is not like what it is at home, and people have differentiate in opinions. Some of the way that they were raised is different from the way that I was raised, and it was, needless to say, a shocking thing to actually find out, and to see that people didn't like uh, me in general, or some of the way I was raised was shocking because I figured everybody had been raised like that. Uh, Needless to say, I met some controversy on my journey in growing up. Uh, in elementary school and middle school, I always thought that I didn't look good enough. I wasn't good enough because I wasn't quite the nerdy kid, but I wasn't the popular kid either. I always fell somewhere in the middle. Uh, the nerdy kids didn't mind hanging out with me, but the popular kids weren't there on a constant basis. So it kind of left me wondering where did I fit in, and I constantly found myself trying to fit into popular circles or fit into wherever it was that I was at. Needless to say, but as you go through, as I kept going through life, I started to find my own niche. I started to find my own niche and seeing that it's okay for me to be the person that sit back and observe. I started to know that I started to see that people would come to me and ask me questions and want help about different things, not necessarily as far as grades or school or anything like that, but just in their own lives. And part of that was the Christian background. We always had kids and young people over our houses to talk to them, lift them up, make them feel better. We had a glitch there. Sorry about that. We've been having glitches lately with the Wi-Fi, but whatever. I think that's where people see me at is like a reliable source for advice, confidence, and somebody to uplift. Now, mind you, I didn't always stand firmly behind the beliefs that I stand behind today, meaning Christianity, meaning my belief in Christ, meaning how I do not care whether or not you know I'm a believer or not. Because at that time I didn't see it as popular. I didn't see it as something I should do in order to be a part of society per se. I didn't see it as a thing that you needed because I wasn't making friends by being the person who stood out all the time because of their belief. But life teaches you many lessons along the way, and it teaches you that you should always stand for something, because if you don't, you'll wind up falling into many traps. And needless to say, I fell into a few myself. But I will share some of those stories later. Uh, but moving on, I got into high school, and around the time I got into high school, we had moved to Florida, uh, which where I am still presently today is in Florida. And it was a rough road because I didn't like being here. I did not like being here. I basically got bad grades on purpose until it was time for me to graduate, and then I figured out I needed to get my butt on in action, or else I wasn't going to graduate. Shortly after that, I jumped into college and started doing different things. Now, by then, let me backtrack just a little bit. In high school, I found out that I had a niche for entertaining, for acting, for uh, for being in front of people. Even though I ultimately consider myself an introvert, I don't go out much. I don't really talk to people a lot. I like to sit back and observe for the most part. A lot of times, my sister and my family will say he's antisocial, uh, which I can be to a certain extent. But nonetheless, I found out that I had a niche for that. Now, needless to say, I was never in the right position to take advantage of those particular talents. But when I got into college, fast forwarding, I got into a group. And that's when my musical talents really began to enhance. We went on a few tours, uh, got the chance to go to different cities and do music. And that was fun. And from there, I kind of got out of college in that second year because it's like this college thing ain't for me. And plus, my major was music and business marketing, and it was just kind of like I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Needless to say, but from there, I continued to do music for a number of years in hopes and pursuits that it would lead me to some type of success. Now, needless to say, as you can tell, I'm not a successful rap artist or music artist by any extent, but that didn't stop me from pursuing other things. I did personal training, which brought me some monikers of success. Uh, I also did sales to a certain extent, which brought me some success and knowledge. And I've also I'm now pursuing a career within YouTube, learning about this, learning how to do things. But mainly right now, I'm just trying to put content up for you guys to really just figure out how what you guys like and how I can naturally grow the platform versus uh, paying for things. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but I would rather naturally grow my platform than pay for a bunch of stuff. So that's where I'm at currently. I gave you guys what I wanted to do with this was just kind of give you guys a brief overview into who I am, what I've been doing, and in starts of my early years to kind of give you some guys some kind of insight on where I'm coming from and my perspective in life. I always feel that if you start knowing from where somebody came from and their perspective, it's easier to relate to them and what they're talking about. Give me a second. Versus trying to figure out who they are based upon their content. So, in conclusion to all this, I would say that I'm gonna keep on giving you guys stories about my life, stories about my past, things that are happening in my present, and things that I'm hoping for, in hopes that it will give you a lot more insight to why I'm generating this content and why I'm doing the things that I do. Guys, stay tuned for Wednesday rants. Of course, that's coming on Wednesday. Of course, Friday nights, I will be doing the more structured discussion or monologue. And then I've got another one-on-one interview coming on Saturday with a good friend of mine named Mike, and we will be talking about the culture. We'll be talking about music. We will be talking about faith and how that all influences in this day and age. Once again, hit that like, share, subscribe. Hit second watch if you're gonna watch this back on second watch, and let me know what you guys think. Go ahead, subscribe to my TikTok. That is the Standard 81 podcast over there on TikTok, as well as my Instagram, which is Sincere the Artist. And I will see you guys on the next Monday memoirs. That might change, it might not. And enjoy the rest of your day. God bless. Peace.